And the space station is coming down. It is coming down hard. It actually didn't break that bad. Dang, slowed it down enough. Cool, well, and that's what's left of the space station. So what we're going to do here is we're going to have some series of like different missions I try to accomplish, and hopefully in the end I want to have a probe on every planet in the solar system and every moon or anything like that. And they keep updating this game, so they'll probably add the asteroid belt eventually and Jupiter, and just it'll just keep getting crazier. This app is pretty fun. So this isn't like an advertisement for Spaceflight. They don't pay me anything, but just saying, go check it out. It's free. Spaceflight Simulator. It's a fun app. So okay, so for today's episode, we're going to be working on building a rocket and getting it into low Earth orbit. That's going to be today's mission, and then after that, we will we're going to work on getting a satellite into orbit. So yeah, I guess let's build a rocket. So you come in here, and this is your building grid. Have a few things. This is if you want to build a small rocket, which maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll build a small rocket. You know what? If I'm gonna get into low Earth, yeah, we're just gonna get a rocket into space. So it's our first achievement we're going to do. So we're gonna get an engine, and we'll give it some fuel tanks, and then doesn't have to be that big, just a small rocket. And then we'll just give it a probe top, give it some legs so we can recover it. No, I did that wrong. Like that, so it'll have some legs, and we can give it a nose cone like this. Well, maybe I don't want to give it that nose cone. We will give it, you know what, we're just going to give it a capsule. Even though a probe is easier, it's not as aerodynamic. Okay, and then we will go ahead and launch this baby. Sometimes it takes a second to load, but not a huge deal. Okay, so here's our rocket standing out on the platform. I think it looks cooler if the legs are down like this. Yeah. Oh, they don't even do anything. Okay, so put those back up. We select our engine that we want to have fire. We'll fire it at 100% and liftoff. We have liftoff of the first rocket. We're going to call this rocket liftoff. That's what we're going to call it. Yeah. That's what we're going to name you, is liftoff. All right. And then once you get to, I believe, once you get to about 2,000 meters, about 2 kilometers, you start to make some adjustments to get over. I'll take that out of portrait mode. Sorry about that. So you're like this, and you just keep making adjustments. And by the time you're at about 16 kilometers, you should be all the way, well, at a pretty good angle, just like that. But apparently I'm going into orbit because I forgot. Okay. This rocket, I didn't build this rocket to really achieve orbit though, so it probably won't make it into orbit, but it's possible. Uh-oh. I know, technical difficulties. Looks like we're having some technical difficulties, folks, with the cameras. Alright, slowly see it progressing. There we go. As you can see, it is close to leaving the atmosphere, and once it leaves the atmosphere, you just want to cut the engines. So we're just going to go right into orbit, low Earth orbit, see if I can do that. I don't know if I have enough fuel on this rocket, but at least we can achieve spaceflight. I know I can do that. So we cut engines, and it has this nice thing, see, past the Kármán line, leaving the atmosphere and reaching space. Okay, so it has this little thing up here that allows you to do a time acceleration, which is super, super nice because allows you to speed up because you want to be right about the top of the highest point of your orbit, and then you rotate with the direction you're going to be flying. That's called prograde burn, and you fire until you get a circle, and we reach low Earth orbit. That's a pretty good one too. Pretty spherical, so that's pretty good. So we can make it orbit once. We'll make it orbit back to where we took off. How about that? So we can land right about in the same place we took off from. First time getting this thing into orbit, so I guess I made a rocket that made space and reached orbit, and it had a capsule on it, so yeah, we just put the first man in space on the channel. Pretty cool. Alright, and it looks like we're going to run out of fuel before we reach total orbital drop, but that's okay. Sweet. Now we're basically free falling, and I just like to speed this up. And once you get to a certain level, you can't do that anymore. We'll open the legs right now so we don't forget. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Okay. And then I'm going to actually... There we go. Okay. And once you get to 2,500 kilometers, you can partly deploy the parachute. It only allows you to partly deploy it at first, or else it takes forever to land. So, I mean, it's kind of nice that that's the case. But here's our rocket. We're almost to 2,500. All right, parachute half deployed. Lots of swing. There's our rocket. There's the ground. And then I think it's 500 meters. Yeah, 500 meters, we can fully deploy it, and then it'll slow us down, because right now our velocity is a little bit high. If you think about it, that's almost like 120 feet per second, 35 roughly now, or 35, yeah, meters though, not feet, so it was about 120. So we're going to let it get to about 300 meters, and then we'll fully deploy it. Fully deployed. Our velocity, as you can see, slowed way down to 7.6, 7.5. No, that's not good. Because you got to be slowed down past, I think it's past like 6. You got to be down at like 6 meters a second, or you blow your rocket up. So hopefully I land this thing right, or else we got to restart everything. That's sad. That'd be terrible. Hopefully the feet can take some shock or something. It might work. Oh, you know what? Our engine blew up, but we don't need that because, you know, the astronauts are still safe. Small technical difficulty, but, you know, first rocket we ever built, and it worked. Got our rocket capsule guys up there, and the legs, just the engine's completely gone. But you know what? Hey, it works. It works, okay? Okay. All right. Yeah, recover. Sweet. So mission achievements: pass the Kármán line, leaving the atmosphere and reaching space, and reach low Earth orbit. Sweet. We'll complete that mission.